Greetings and welcome to my daily devotional for Friday the 9th of June, and our reading is from Galatians chapter 4 and verses 21 to 23. Tell me, you who want to be under the law, do you not listen to the law? For it has been written that Abraham had two sons, one by the slave woman and one by the free woman. But indeed the slave woman's son has been born according to the natural means, but the free woman's via the promise. Making a promise is something that we all do. Sometimes we are in the position where we're able to carry out the promise that we have made because it's within our power to do so. However, at other times we are not, and our promises is no more than wishful thinking. When God makes a promise, it is filled with the certainty that he will bring it about. In the verse above, Paul is writing about two sons that Abraham fathered. The context is within the promise that God made to Abraham that he and Sarah would have a son. He is the son of promise. However, Abraham and Sarah were old, and the possibility of Sarah having any children was humanly not possible. Therefore, they decided to try and help bring into being the promise of God. And one of those ways was for Abraham to father a child through Hagar, Sarah's maidservant. The consequence was that Ishmael was born. But he was not the child of promise, but the child born by natural means, since Hagar was able to conceive naturally. The child of promise came through Sarah, who conceived when she was 89 and Abraham was 99. It was God who made it possible for Sarah to conceive when physically she was unable to do so, and the child of promise, Isaac, was born. He was the firstborn of all the promises that God made and makes. The error that Abraham and Sarah made was that they didn't trust God enough for him to fulfill his promise. Therefore, they decided to help God along. And when God makes us promises, they are certain to happen. Trust him and leave the timing to him, knowing that Jesus is the evidence of his faithfulness to fulfill his promises.